Wait, there we go. All right, let's get started, shall we? Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, OBS was not having it. And then I wasn't feeling too terribly well. Still not feeling great, but like better enough. I mean, we're here. We are. I don't know how long the stream is going to be. If only because OBS was being kind of a turd. I wanted to try and get our book out of the way, like figure out what our book is for the month, so that we have something to do next month, basically. Because I want to start reading the book. Because for those who aren't in the Discord, we're starting a book club. That's the plan. We're gonna do that. I just need to figure out what book we're going to read first. So hopefully that means y'all can help me out. Hey, there's Clown. Hey, buddy. But yeah, OBS was not having it. It was throwing all sorts of fits, and not the best. Not the best, but I think we're good now. So that's good. I think we can see and hear and do all those things. So that's good news. Book club I've been reading. Hell yeah. Yeah, so the plan is to try and figure out what we're gonna read for this month's book club is the intention, but I've never done so my thinking is this, is that I can do like a tier list, because I've never done one of those before. So yes, depending on the book club, you can either do a book club where you read the whole book and then you discuss the book at the end, or you can do the book club where you read a couple chapters at a time and discuss it each week. But my thinking is this. What we're gonna do here, hold on, let me get out of studio mode. So my thinking is this: if we do it where you read the book, like you just end to end, you read the book, and then we have a full discussion at the end of the month, that gives everybody time, and it doesn't put as much of a time constraint on it. Like if you have to read X amount of pages within a certain week, I'm giving you homework. If you have to read a book in a month, you have plenty of time where you could kind of like squeak it in. Especially if you're doing like an audiobook, it's a little harder to be like, oh, well, I only need to go to like chapter 7. If they don't have chapter headings, you really got to listen for it. And it really depends on how it's read. But yeah. So my thinking is we'll do like one stream a month will be book club. We will just straight up tear the book down, discuss every part of it. And then I'll probably edit that into like a YouTube video where we're discussing it, so people who weren't here can catch up. And we'll go from there. But we have to have a book first, is the intention. So there's that. But yeah. So that's the plan. Because yeah, no, we definitely 100% I could done and dusted an entire series in a month. But what can you do? Yeah, I don't want to put too much pressure on people to like do stuff, right? Like I'm already telling them, hey, read this book. I don't want to be like, hey, read this many chapters before next week, or you'll be behind. I mean, my like sweet spot is always fantasy. sci-fi is a secondary for me, but like I'll still read it depending on if it's good or not. Historical, maybe, like I don't mind a good historical fiction here and there. Nonfiction, it's not really a vibe for me. Like some of it's okay, but it's not great. Like I like a good story. Like the intent is to have a good story, to have a piece of another world that you get to like explore. But my thinking is we try and do a tier list and work from there. I don't know how that works. I like To Kill a Mockingbird, but nonfiction is not my thing. Yeah, nonfiction, nah, I'm good. The world is dark and full of terrors, and I know enough about them. I'm good. But yeah, that's one of those things where, hey, damn, bro, look at you. But yeah. So I don't know how to do the tier list thing. Like I looked it up and apparently there's a site called like Tier Maker or something, which looks like what everybody uses. We could do that, but I wanted to get fancy with it and it really wasn't working. So I'm wondering if we should just kind of like not worry about it being fancy and just kind of do it and figure it out as we go. It does kind of seem like the vibe, right? All right, so hold on. We're going to try this. I'm going to throw y'all in studio mode. Go here, do this, get rid of that one. Do this one. The problem is, let me see if I can... Let me see if I can do this. Boop. Boop. Okay. We are. I will probably, like, in that time, I will probably finish the series. Or actually, I think the real intention is I'm going to read the book, and then I'm probably going to reread the book at the end of the month, right before we do stuff. And that way it's fresh. So here, I found this thing. I don't know if it's gonna work. We're gonna try it. We'll see what's going on. I'm gonna bring this guy over here. And that made it completely illegible. But yeah, no, you're right. It is gonna take us a while to get to the point. I wanna do this so y'all can see it. That's about good, I think. And we should be able to do this and then do that. Perfect. We have a tier list. So we are going to have to edit this on the fly. So the top one is going to be read first, I guess. The second one is probably going to be already read, but will again. Like last book of He Who Fights with Monsters, I was trying to read it like a man, but everything got in the way, and I'm like, let me read, damn it, because I know you finished it. And I was like 10 chapters from the end. Oh, dude, yeah, I downed that book. That was, I did not stop listening to it. Okay. So here's the idea, right? So if it makes it to the read first column, we're going to do voting on it and we'll figure out which one is going to go first, right? If it's in the already read column, I don't want to do a book off the bat that I've already read unless we can't find anything that really speaks to me. So like we can do these later on, but those aren't ones that I want to do right now. Like Unsold, I love the Unsold series. It's so fucking good. I've read it twice already. I will gleefully read it a third time. And He Who Fights with Monsters obviously will sit happily in there as well. But okay, hold on. I just want to kind of square this up. But okay. So the idea is this. We're going to kind of place stuff here. We're not going to do this as read first. We'll do this as in the running. Already read, but we'll read again. Haven't read, but might. And we're going to do Too Damned Expensive. And then no, just no. Okay, and we're going to delete this row. All right, cool. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to put all of the books that were suggested by people. I found a tier list that had some of the ones that I already liked in it. So we're going to go from there. But we also have here, hold on. I wonder if I should just make this bigger. Can't read some of these. Nah. Wait, what? All right, we're going to reset that. Okay. So that's the basic idea. So we have some things to consider when we're doing this. And I'm going to throw those up as a text source real quick. So the text is just going to give us our rundown of the vague rules that we like kind of came up with on the side. And what it amount to is this. It's that one, and we want probably about there. Okay. Rule 1. I mean, they're not really rules, they're more guidelines. So, guidelines is must be reasonably priced so that it's not a financial burden on people. It must be quite a few rules for these, and I can't remember what they are. This is gonna bug me. Oh, like I want it to be accessible. Oh, can't be too long. I don't want it to be too long so that people don't look at it, go, oh my God, that's a big book, and not pick it up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have one in easy reach, but I like some of the books that I have are like yay big. Maybe, you know, somewhere in this neighborhood, but like most people look at a book that size and go, freak out. If you're not an avid reader, that's too much. If you are an avid reader, that's a light snack, but it is what it is. You got to get people there somehow. Yes. So like Wheel of Time and probably like Way of Kings, at least for the first book. So these are rules for the initial book to see how people do. You know what I mean? Because you don't know where everybody's going to be at, but I want it to be inclusive, kind of, so that everybody has kind of an option with it. All right. So needs to be reasonably priced, can't be too long. And what's the other stuff? I think that's probably it. Like, we can put some tags on it if anything interesting or anything like weird happens that needs to be addressed. But these are the guidelines for the time being. So we'll just drop these guys up here. And hold on. Isn't it? No. Ah, there we go. Boop. Okay. Holy shit, clown. Holy shit, clown. Go read all of The Way of King. I will talk about the Cosmere, or the fucking Cosmere, until my face is blue. Legitimately. Almost no Sanderson books have I read that I haven't enjoyed. They're so good. They're so good. Okay. So Aragon, I've read it. I don't know. Actually, we needed another thing. So hold on. Can we make another one? Add a row below. And it can be this. I think we already have a blue. Oh, okay. So we already had the blue. So that one. And it'll be already read. I'm good. Dude, The Way of Kings is fantastic. I recommend it to everybody who really enjoys high fantasy or fiction. So we're gonna put this one in. I've already read it. I'm good. It's not a bad book, but it's like eventually I'll go back to it, and I probably I have the new book in the series, but it's not my favorite. You know what I mean? Ready Player One, though, I reread that like once a year typically. You can't put Kingkiller Chronicles in there because you will ruin a ton of builds. I mean, more people to going to put people in the book asylum. Yeah. Hey, it's just more people to pressure Rothfuss into finishing the fucking book, man. Now, Patrick, look at me. Please give us the book. You've gotten so close, man. We believe in you. You've got this. It's only been almost 2 decades. We love you, buddy. Come on. All right. So Dungeon Crawler Carl, I literally just finished this not too long ago, just before I did Eden's Gate. It was good. I would read it again. But I don't know that I'd want to read it right now. This one, okay. So this one we looked at. Oh yeah. I think he said he had something like at least like 20 different copies of it so far, where he had almost finished it and just hadn't yet. Like, because he didn't like how the ending tied up. And I think honestly, the majority of it was because so many people have been giving him so much shit about finishing it that he's worried he's going to disappoint everybody. Let's just, the land founding right now is at the top. But so honestly, with this one, I looked it up. It said it was really good, and then I saw some reviews that kind of told me it's a little more like Eden's Gate. And I'm like, Eden's Gate was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. A lot to do with Eden's Gate had more to do with it didn't feel done, if that makes sense. Like the characters didn't have a lot of life to them. The world didn't have a lot to it. It seemed like it wanted to deal more with like logistics and stuff. It was your first lit RPG. Yeah, no, fair. Like I'll say this, I will be finishing it. The more that they come out with, I will be reading them. But it's not one that, like, if a new He Who Fights with Monsters came out tomorrow, whatever I was reading would get shelved until I finish that book. If Doors in Stone came out tomorrow, I would be taking off work if I had work. Like, if Unsold suddenly, like, most of these, I'm gonna drop what I'm doing and I'm gonna read them. But like Eden's Gate, I'll get to it when I'm done with what I got. So Way of Kings, 100%, as much as I just said, nah. It's so fucking good. It's such a fucking good book. But the problem with Way of Kings, so this is the biggest thing with Way of Kings. Dude, who are you kidding? I'd be done with Doors in Stone by the next day, maybe. There would be no savoring it. I would consume it whole. It would be the exact same thing that I did with I think it was like the 6th Harry Potter book. Because it came out the day I came back from Japan. But it came out in Japan, and because of the time difference, I got it before it was released in the US, and I read it on the plane back home. And I finished it before I landed. Okay, anyway, so the land founding, people said, oh yeah, day of release, 100%. 100 fucking percent. So yeah, one of the reviews that I read, and I know for a fact I should just stop reading the reviews, because half the people who do the reviews I wouldn't trust to like be able to read sometimes. So I should just take any of that with a grain of salt. It looked like a good book, so it's going in the running. This one also is going into the running. This one was like magic and demons and stuff like that. Mistborn, dear God. Such a good fucking series. Such a good series. I've read it repeatedly. Ender's Game, it's really good. But knowing the twist ahead of time, because I've already read it, it would lose a lot. You know what I mean? I read The Lies of Locke Lamora, but I literally, here's the thing. So I read this book a while back, probably 2 years ago, maybe 3. I remember fucking none of it. None of it. I vaguely remember reading it. I remember none of it. That does not give me great hope for what that book was. Like, I'm sure it was great, but I'm good. Okay, so what else we got here? Harry Potter, read it a billion times. Everybody's read it. I don't want to give more money to somebody that fucking hateful, so it's going in the I'm good section. Dissonance, holy shit. The first book wasn't that good. I'm gonna be real, the first book wasn't that good. The later books though, holy shit, were they good. I really enjoyed those fucking books. What else we got? So, Clown, if you see more as we're going through this, let me know. Oh, we got Fellowship of the Ring in here. I mean, that's classic. That can go and read again. Primal Hunter. So this is another one of those where I've heard things about it, but I don't know if it's all that good. I kind of want like a maybe category. Oh, I have a maybe category. Way to go, brain. You thought ahead. We'll put it in there. Old Man's War. This was a good book, but I'm good. I already know that's one of the biggest problems with me is like, if the plot hinges so much on some twist that if you've read it, you see coming, it's hard to pick back up again. You know what I mean? It's like the whole time you're just like, that I already know what's happening. I know what's coming next. I kind of want to look some of these up. Hold on. And what is the Black Compass? Glenn Cook. It's a seminal dark fantasy series. Wait, what? That is not at all what I fucking... Oh, it is. It is the Black Company. Not the Black Compass. No shit. It is a military-ish book. Wait, what? Hell yeah, dude. Poutine. Yes. All right. Lady New Centuries Enthrall. Oh, it's not a military book. That's weird. Dark high fantasy. Okay. We're gonna put that in might. Because the back of the book says, some feel the lady, newly risen from centuries in thrall, stands between humankind and evil. Some feel she is evil itself. The hard-bitten men of the Black Company take their pay and do what they must, bury their doubts with their dead. Until the prophecy, the White Rose has been reborn, somewhere to embody good once more. There must be a way for the Black Company to find her, so begins one of the greatest epic fantasies of our age. It doesn't sound bad. Galaxy's Edge, the Legionnaire series is good if you like military. Star Wars-esque added. We will throw that in there. Okay, what is this one? Accidental Champion? What do we got? He didn't plan on becoming a top champion of the world, then the system arrived. Wait, what? The system? Welcome back, everybody. Oh, it's a long series? Okay. When the system arrived, Xavier Collins was sitting in class when the system integrated Earth into the greater universe, where countless vast kingdoms, empires, and collectives battled for domination. He didn't know what choosing to be a champion would entail. He just liked the sound of it. But when he's teleported to the Tower of Champions, he must face challenges against those who have known about the system since birth. Chance may have gotten him standing start, but now he has to earn his place he stumbled into if he's going to save the world. Interesting. Hmm. I don't like this tag on Goodreads though. It says unfinished. Oh, okay. So it was published in 2024 though. I'm guessing the series is unfinished, which that's fine. We'll put that in the running. That sounds fun. I can't read that. What the fuck does that say? Ascendant? There's so many fucking books called Ascendant. Hold on. We're zooming in. By Craig Allenson. Okay, hold on. I need to... We're going to fix this. Yep. All right. We need... Wait. Delete. Okay. Do that. Do that. Perfect. Okay. Y'all are basically seeing what I'm seeing. I just had to zoom it in because I couldn't read some of these author names because they decided to make their titles blend in. What other books has Sherdelin done? That's a good question. What other books has Sherdelin done? Hold on. Let's do Ascendant by Greg. What's his name? Allenson. The Wizards Council of Trador was supposed to tell young Corin Bladewell that he is a wizard. They were supposed to tell everyone that he is not a jinx, that all the bad things that happen around him are because he can't control the power inside of him, or he does not know about. The people of his village, even his parents, are afraid of him. Brady's cursed, that he is dangerous, evil jinx. Wizards Council didn't tell young Corin because they know what's best for him, even after their silent deception destroys his life. Crown Princess Irina Tame will become a king of Trador on her 16th birthday if her weak and decisive mother, the regent, hasn't allowed their ancient enemy to conquer Trador before then. Arana wants her royal army to strike the enemy, but her mother knows what's best for her and the realm. Together, Arana and Corin save Trador if the adults who know best will get out of their way. Maybe? Yeah, let's see what else Sherdelin's done. We got He Who Fights with Monsters. And Heretical Fishing? No. That's just one that he's rated. The book that I just read the description of, Ascendant by Craig Allenson. Okay. More books by Sherdelin. What's he got? 18 distinct works. Yeah, they're all... Sherdelin's only done He Who Fights with Monsters, it looks like. Yeah, it felt meh. This seems fun. Okay. So this one isn't in here, I don't think, but here's what we'll do. So I'm going to save the image. All right. 2 seconds. I'm going to see what this does. Video mode. Push those around. Open. Perfect. Okay, that worked fine. All right, so we're gonna do this. We did it. Man makes such a good storytelling. Love to see more books from him. Hell yeah, that'd be great. All right, so this is a book that Shirtaloon recommended via Goodreads called Heretical Fishing. A world abandoned by gods, mystifying cosmic forces, unimaginable powers for those willing to ascend, and a hero who would rather go fishing? When summoned to a fantastical world and granted powers by a broken system, most freshly minted protagonists would snap on their big boy boots and get ready for their stats to start climbing. But Fisher isn't like most main characters. In fact, he doesn't want to be a hero at all. Fame, fortune, power, he had enough of all that in his old life, discovering forbidden fishing techniques and petting every cute animal that comes within scritching distance. Now that's a good time. Unfortunately for Fisher, cosmic forces rarely care for mortal feelings. He's hounded on all sides by inept cults, conspiring nobles, and more magical misunderstandings than those of a preteen relationship. Even his dutiful pet crab is firing energy blades like an anime protagonist. So grab your fishing rod and a good snack and pet your dog for me. The catch of a lifetime awaits. If that's even half as good as the fucking description, I'm sold. I love me a book where the main character is so fucking opposed to being the main character and is just being dragged hand and fist like through the story. I mean, okay, so we just need to check it versus the guidelines, and yeah, that may have won. All right, so let's see how much heretical fishing costs, because that's the big thing. I want it to be reasonably priced. Kindle edition is only $5. Perfect. Paperback's about 20. Not terrible, not great. The audiobook is free with an Audible trial, or if you have a credit. If you don't have a credit, it's $52. It's about 23 hours long. So let's see how many pages it is, because that's the other thing. It can't be too long. So Heretical Fishing, book 1 on in print is 536 pages. That's perfectly fine. 15 for 3 credits? Yeah, that's not bad at all. Five 536 pages. So that fits snugly in our category. So that definitely makes the list. Oh, the other one that I wanted to do was, let's see if it's in here before I grab it. But there was one called, this was supposed to be really good. I actually know the guy that wrote this. He and I were friends. I had an early reader copy of this somewhere. I still have it somewhere. I didn't get to it because I had a bunch of life stuff come up. Terry Mancourt's Spellmongers. Spellmonger is a good series. I'm going to put that in already read, but would read again. I still intend to get back to it. $100% either way, I'm buying that book. But I want I want to put it to the test. I want to put some polls up, and we're gonna vote, and we're gonna make it relatively fair. I think it's legitimately at this point it's just you and I sitting here. But it is what it is. We'll figure it out. So this one, the Mother of Learning, is like I think it had like a time loop in it. It was supposed to be really good. So we're gonna put that one in. We're gonna put that in the running, because that was one of the ones that I was looking at that was supposed to be really good. So we'll put that in the running. I kind of want to get like an even number in the running. There was another one called, what was that one that I put in yesterday? It was like Dungeonborn. Is that it? Yes. Yeah, it was the first one of the Born in the Dungeon. Shade Slinger. Yeah, that did look kind of neat, didn't it? So the Dungeonborn one. Here, let's do this. So Dungeonborn is getting placed up here. This one was really cool because from the sounds of it, the main character is the sentient dungeon itself. And I like that twist. Like, that alone sounds like a good time. All right, but let's go through the rest of these. We've got Ascend Online. What is that? By Luke Klemenko or Klemelenko. It's time to be the hero you've always wanted. Oh man. What's up? What happened? Max Day devs about to catch hands. Oh no! What happened? Did your stuff explode? All right. Ascend Online. It's time to be the hero you've always wanted to be. Diving into a revolutionary new video game, Marcus and his friends escape a stagnant society, entering a world that defies their wildest imaginations. But from the moment he logs in, Marcus finds himself separated from his friends and thrown into a remote village under attack by a horde of goblins. Forced into battle, Marcus rallies the beleaguered villagers to help. Beleaguered villagers, and with their help, manages to drive off the invading creatures. With the village in ruins and their supplies spoiled, survivors desperately turn to Marcus for help rebuilding the village. Realizing that this game is nothing like he's ever played before, Marcus is swept up into a whirlwind adventure. He struggles to defend his new home, quickly finding the marauding goblins are the least of his problems. Meh. That can go in might. Someone found an exploit to dupe items, and they are rolling back the server by 2 hours. Past 2 hours, they've built a massive mansion. Was halfway done with my other house. Oh no. I mean, it's good that they caught it that quick and are patching it though. Like, it could be a lot worse than 2 hours. It could be 2 weeks. Granted, what was the one that just came out like today or yesterday? Ashes of Creation finally like hit the Steam store, I think. Yeah, Ascend Online, meh. Beware of Chicken. What is that? Check Discord. This is what I built so far, and it's all getting rolled back. Okay. That's quite a bit of work, bud. I would be pissed too. Yeah. Well, I guess it's still in alpha. I'm here for it. I don't know that I am $50 here for it. You know what I mean? All right, what is Beware of Chicken? Beware of Chicken, a laugh out loud slice of life martial arts fantasy about farming. What? What? Jinru wanted to be a cultivator, a man powerful enough to defy the heavens, a master of martial arts, a lord of spiritual power. Unfortunately for him, he died, and now I'm stuck in his body. Arrogant masters, heavenly tribulations, all that violence and bloodshed. Yeah, no thanks. I'm getting out of here. Farm life sounds pretty great. Tilling a field by hand is fun when you've got the strength of 10 men. Excuse me. So maybe I shouldn't have fed those spirit herbs to my pet rooster. I'm not used to seeing a chicken move with such grace, but he makes everything kind of wonky, so it's probably fine. Instead of a lifetime of battle, my biggest concerns are building a house, the size of my harvest, and the way the girl from the nearby village glares at me when I tease her. A slow, simple, fulfilling life in a place where nothing exciting or out of the ordinary ever happens right. I mean, that's getting put, like, it doesn't sound bad. I won't buy it till it's launched, but the class concept looks cool. Yeah, I mean, the game concept seems really neat, and I'm down for it, but yeah. I mean, at least when it's like, I might try it when it's in beta, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time in it in alpha, because it's not going to be the same game. I'm going to put this one sounds fun, but I'm going to put it in might. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think it's quite there. I think Heretical Fishing though, 100%, that's probably what we're doing this month. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what everybody thinks. We are Legion. We are Bob. What do we got? Bob Johansson has just sold a software company and is looking forward to a life in leisure. There are places to go, books to read, movies to watch, so it's a little unfair when he gets himself killed crossing the street. Bob wakes up a century later to find that corpsicles have been declared to be without rights, and he is now the property of the state. He has been uploaded into computer hardware and is slated to be the controlling AI in an interstellar probe looking for habitable planets. The stakes are high, no less than the first claim to entire worlds. If he declines the honor, he will be switched off, and they'll try again with someone else. If he accepts, he becomes a prime target. There are at least 3 other countries trying to get their own probes launched first, and they play dirty. The safest place for Bob is in space, heading away from Earth at top speed, or so he thinks, because the universe is full of nasties and trespassers. Make them mad, very mad. It's, yeah. We are Legion, we are Bob. That's definitely getting into the running. That sounds fun as fuck. What else we got? That's got it. I'm pretty sure I've read this one. Isn't it, Solo Leveling has to just be, did they make a book about the manga? Who's that by? Shugong. Okay, I guess it literally is just interesting. 100%. It's the book that I guess the manga was based on, or it is a manga. Okay, I'm gonna say this. It looks like there's a couple manga in here. Like the beginning after the end, I know is a manga. We're gonna put this in haven't read. Actually, you know what? These are gonna be the first contenders for Too Damned Expensive. Because I think just a book of manga on its own is like a minimum of 20 something bucks. And I don't think there are cheaper options in that. Well, I guess you could theoretically get the like manga pass on Crunchyroll. But we're gonna put those in Too Damn Expensive for right now. Ranger's Apprentice is a good series. I read it as a kid. Pretty good from what I remember. I've had a couple people suggest that one. I asked like all of the people. I've been asking people for like 2 weeks what they suggest. Expeditionary Force? Where's that? Oh, right there. Let's find out. X. Columbus Day? Is that? Yeah. That's what I'm doing. That dodgy beer can is amazing. Interesting. All right. We were fighting on the wrong side of a war we couldn't win, and that was the good news. Perfect. The Ruhar hit us on Columbus Day. There we were, innocently drifting along the cosmos in our little blue marble, like the Native Americans in 1492. Over the horizon comes a technologically advanced, aggressive culture, and bam! There go the good old days when humans only got killed by each other. So, Columbus Day, it fits. When the morning sky twinkled again, this time the Kirsting starships jumping in to hammer the Ruhar, we thought we were saved. The UN Expeditionary Force hitched a ride with the Kirsting ships to fight the Ruhar, wherever our new allies thought we could be useful. So when it went from fighting with the US Army in Nigeria to fighting in space, it was lies, all of it. We shouldn't even be fighting the Ruhar. They aren't our enemies. Our allies are. I'd better start at the beginning. Interesting. Okay. That dodgy beer can is amazing. We don't have any sci-fi in the contenders list aside from We Are Legion, so we'll put that in there just to kind of flesh it out a little bit. So that'll be in the running. What else we got? There was another one. What were the other ones that I threw in the thing? All right, what did we got? We put in here. Where did it go? Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing too many in here. The Kirstein are lizard aliens of a military state culture. You learn that in like 3 chapters in. Okay. I mean, fair. All right. I'm going to go through what's here, and then if we need to add more, we can kind of go from there. Okay, best way to describe it is like a military version of Firefly. So Firefly? Like early Brown Coat Days level Firefly? Best way to describe it. Military version of Firefly, but humans are pirates doing impossible shit nobody thought. Space Orcs. Redneck Science Space Orcs. Perfect. I love the humans are space orcs trope. Like, we come from the death world, and everybody's just like, you what? Book of the Dead. Let's see what that one is. Not by Patricia Cornwall, it's by Renos. That cover matches. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, no, I'm 100% here for it. That is why it is now up here. All right, let's do some more. Book of the Dead, Awakening by Renos. A forbidden class, a dark power, and Tyrone Kieran? I don't know. With or without any, it could be Tyrone, but we don't know. Prove he can still be a hero. With one touch of the Awakening Stone, Tyrant, I don't know. Receives the outlawed class and his life changes forever. His bright and promising future as a scion of the 2 famous monster hunting slayers is promptly torn apart, and he must make a decision. He can allow his class to be purged from his soul, as is required by his society, or he can cling to it, abandoning all he knows, and rise from the shadows of his influential parents to prove the world has shunned him wrong. It's time to show that even an evil class like Necromancer, Tyrone can still do good. I'm interested. I love, but you're clearly evil for this thing. Bitch, please story. We're gonna put that in. It sounds fun, but I don't know if it's quite in the running level. I don't know. I'm tempted. I like a story like that. We're gonna put it here for now. We might change it. What is this? Cast under an alien sun. Olin Thorensen. Damn, that's really long. The synopsis on this one is like, it's the whole page. Cast under an alien sun. What if you were thrown into a foreign country, never to see home again? What would you do, and could you survive? A story science fiction in premise, adventure and execution, a cross-genre adventure with elements of science fiction, history, hard science, epic fantasy, time travel, romance, alien contact, and space colonization. Dear God. Pick a lane. All right. Thinking of space orcs, there is a book, Warhammer 40k, about orcs going to a death world called Ketchikan. Yeah. That even world-eating bugs won't go to because the forest eats them. Yup. And everything on the planet is poisonous, and the orcs went there going, this planet hot. Water is nice and hot on my skin. But orc magic is, yeah. The orcs believe it, it must be true, and the planet was paradise to them. They didn't get attacked once while the humans on the planet were dying in acid rain and shit. Yeah. Yeah, like the deadliest planet in 40K. Dude, I love 40K orcs for the if we believe it, then it's the case, because the fact that they were created as like the perfect soldier that just became horrifying. I don't know. Good time. Anyway, the pick a lane part. Joe Kalsko boarded a flight from San Francisco to Chicago to attend a national chemistry meeting. He would never set foot on Earth again. On planet Anyar, Joe is found unconscious on a beach of a large island inhabited by humans, where the level of technology is similar to Earth in 1700s. He wakes amid strangers, speaking an unintelligible language, and struggles to accept losing his previous life, finding a place in society with different customs, any way to support himself, and not knowing a single soul. Dude, there's so much here. I don't care. I get it, but I would be so scared if Korix became a thing again, because they actually used the magic consciously. Yeah, no shit, dude. Right? Like the story about the orcs where that one unit shot and killed a bunch of them after they ran out of ammo because they just kept yelling bang. Orcs, like, clearly the humies have the like, have the gun. Oh, I love orc stories from 40K. I do not have nearly enough money to enjoy Warhammer 40K, but it is fun to listen to. All right, so Under the Alien Sun seems like it could be fun, but also meh. He gets transported to another world where he basically goes back and pulls like a kid in King Arthur's court. Because a purple orc is in Sneaky York. Yeah. Fucking wog. All right. So, Cast Under an Alien Sun. We'll put it in the maybe. Like, it's interesting. I might read it. There's a lot going on in just the description of the book. I feel like there's probably too much going on in the book itself. That's not a bad thing if you can like actually use it, but a lot of people just throw too much shit in and they don't ever use it. All right, looks like we got a handful here. Which one do we want to look at next? Is there one that you're eyeballing, bud? Oh, you said Shade Slinger, right? I think you mentioned that a bit ago. All right, Shade Slinger. Corporate flame out. Ned Altimer dreams of leaving his world behind. So when Earthblood Online splashes onto the VR MMO scene, he dives in and never back. His advantages are twofold: exclusive access to the game's 3-day head start period, and a ridiculously handsome talking act named Frank, who has knowledge of the game's deepest secrets. If the magnificent Frank ever feels like sharing them. But those advantages also make Ned a target. Once the head start period ends, his fellow players will stop at nothing to rip that suave, violent, yes, yet disarmingly charismatic act right out of his hands. In 72 hours, the greatest manhunt in gaming history will begin. It's going to be a lot of fun. So here's the thing. I like a game, like I like a story about a game. I do. Like Ready Player One, one of my favorite books. It's fan-fucking-tastic. It was done really well. It mostly it plays on like a lot of nostalgia and stuff for a lot of different people. But the story is good. It's engaging. But yeah, this literally just sounds like it. Hey, we didn't want to make a game, but we wanted to make a book about how cool our game would be if we could make a game. Okay. You told me nothing of what the actual story is other than a guy who didn't do well in like corporate society likes video games. I get that people are going to chase him. What's the stakes, man? Like there's nothing. Oh no, he lost the in-game item. They gave him an advantage. He's still playing a game. Can he get it back? I don't care. So what about Jake's Magical Market? All right, we're gonna put Shadeslinger in here because it might be better than I'm giving it credit for, but I doubt it. Jake's Magical Market. Let's find out. All right. What about the Drizzt series? So maybe we'll look. We'll look. All right. Jake's Magical Market. Meddling gods, a magical card system, an apocalypse no one could have predicted. Jake is working at a neighborhood market under his apartment when the world ends. He expected nuclear war, a computer virus, or even a climate change, burning everyone to a crisp to bring about the downfall of civilization. Excuse me. But cruel and arbitrary gods from another world? Who would have guessed that? When these cruel gods shuffled Earth like a deck of cards, nothing was in the same place anymore. Monsters, dungeons, and magical items appeared scattered across the globe, and suddenly everyone had access to a new, strange magical card system that gives them magical powers. Jake, wasting his days slacking off in the cooler, as he usually did, found himself alone in a completely new and very dangerous world. Can he learn to survive? Can he collect enough cards and create a good enough deck to fight back against the monsters that have overtaken his former home? And why are these strange people that look a lot like elves knocking on the door of the market he's hiding in and asking to buy some goods? The gods may have stacked the deck against him, but Jake just might have a few cards up his sleeve that will help him survive. Legitimately, I would 100% be on board if it wasn't a card-based magic system. That is the whole thing making me want to say no. Like, would I read it? Yeah. Is it going to be great? Probably the fuck not. Because magic system, like card-based magic systems, all right, we need a new, hold on. We're gonna do this. Well, you know, I kind of feel bad for putting stuff in no just no, but it's gonna go in no just no. That and Shadeslinger, because yeah, whatever. There's an infinite sea of books. Yeah, this is R.A. Salvatore. This is the Dark Elf trilogy. So yeah, that's the Drizzt series, right? The Dark Elf. I won't stop thinking about them tossing magic like a card, thinking I'm reading a Yu-Gi-Oh show. Yeah, exactly. I don't care. Anytime cards get involved in a magic system, the shit gets so convoluted. But just use a magic spell. Like, okay, cool. People really like card games. That's great. I like card games too. Do I want to read about card games? No. So I looked up the Dark Elf trilogy and it gave me back I'm thinking this looks like Italian. Anyway, Dark Elves. Haven't read the Drizzt series. I've heard good things. It's just going to go straight into Might. Excuse me. All right. Wasn't there another one you were saying? Drizzt series, Magical Market. Okay, so next we're gonna do what looks good. I've heard about the Assassin's Apprentice. Let's see. Excuse me. Assassin's Apprentice. In a faraway land where members of the royal family are named for the virtues they embody, one young boy will become a walking enigma. Born on the wrong side of the sheets, Fitz. Why does that say sheets? I assume that means streets, but sheets? Fitz, son of Chivalry Farseer, the royal bastard cast out into the world, friendless and lonely. Only his magical link with animals, the old art known as wit, give him solace and companionship, but the wit, if used too often, is perilous magic and one abhorred by the nobility. When Fitz is finally adopted into the royal household, he must give up his old ways and embrace a new life of weaponry, scribing, courtly manners, and how to kill a man secretly as he trains to become a royal assassin. Sure. It's gonna go into Might. Like, seems pretty classic. It's supposed to be really good. Maybe. Now, I think you and somebody else also suggested The Ranger's Apprentice. That's book 12. Good God. Where's book 1? By John Flanagan, huh? All right, hold on. We're gonna do this. And this one. Boop. Okay. Ranger's Apprentice 1, The Ruins of Gorlon. They have always scared him in the past, the Rangers. With their dark cloaks and shadowy ways, the villagers believe the Rangers practice magic that makes them invisible to ordinary people. And now 15-year-old Will, always small for his age, has been chosen as a Ranger's Apprentice. What he doesn't yet realize is that the Rangers are the protectors of the kingdom, highly trained in the skills of battle and surveillance. They fight the battles before the battles reach the people. And as Will is about to learn, there's a large battle brewing. The exiled Morgorath, Lord of the Mountains of Rain and Night, gathering forces to attack the kingdom. And this time, he will not be denied. I've had 2 people suggest this one to me so far, so it's going to go immediately into In the Running, and we can work it out from there. What else we got? We're going to check out System Universe. What's System Universe? Okay. System Universe, Book 1. Fight, survive, adapt, and rely only on yourself. That's Derek's creed and what got him through the system integration of Earth. So many of these books are about system integrating Earth. Right? Like, I get that it's a generic catch-all, and it's not a bad thing, but like, so many of these. There's at least like 3 within what we've read so far. Got him through the system integration of Earth. Everything changed when the system came. Cute bunnies and beautiful butterflies became savage killing machines. Then the invaders arrived with a single goal: to obtain ownership of this new habitable planet. War has raged ever since. None of this mattered much to Derek, aside from making living a little more perilous. He mostly kept to himself. He was the weird guy who owned a cabin that occasionally came into town for a drink and light conversation. After system integration, that didn't change much. He only got stronger. After years of fighting monsters and invaders alone, he's become quite adept at surviving. He needs others to get in the way or to worry about, until one day, Derek goes against his better judgment, decides to lend some help on a mission that doesn't seem too hard. He should have stuck to being alone. I ain't mad at it. It could be good. What do we think? Like that? I don't mind a good loner story. Oh, we probably should have gone through the rest of these. Actually, we probably will go through the rest of these and move some of them to too damn expensive if they don't match. This one actually is going to get moved over here because it is currently winning. Yeah, System Universe can go in here. I'm here for it. I like it. I like the idea. I'm pretty sure I've already read this. Why do I feel like I've already read this? The Way of Shadows. For Durzo Blint, assassination is an art, and he's the city's most accomplished artist. For Azoth, survival is precarious, something you never take for granted. As a guild rat, he's grown up in the slums and learned to judge quickly and to take risks. Risks like apprenticing himself to Durzo Blint. But to be accepted, Azoth must turn his back on his old life and embrace a new identity and name. Is Kylar Stern. He must learn to navigate the assassin's world of dangerous politics. I'm pretty fucking sure I've read this. I think I've read this. We're going to put this in Would Read Again, because I'm pretty sure I've already read it. Did you say Mayor of Noobtown? Okay, yeah, let's see what it is. I will say, after reading He Who Fights with Monsters, it's so hard to read another game style book and not compare. Yeah. The Essence system is really good. I will say, I don't know if you've read it, but if you haven't read Unsold and you liked He Who Fights with Monsters, fucking read it. It's so good. It's so it's so fucking good. I love it so much. All right, what were we reading? Oh, The Mayor of Noobtown. You need to read Unsold. 100% clown. You will love Unsold. Like, if you don't, I will be surprised. All right, The Mayor of Noobtown by Ryan Rimmel. It could be worse. You could be stuck with a literal shoulder demon. After dying and being reborn into a world that's built like a video game, Jim has found himself stuck in a very old world style new player zone for low level adventurers. Unfortunately, the zone fell out of use centuries ago, and no one told the monsters they were supposed to take it easy on the noobs. Even worse, the only new player around is Jim. Jim has been given an opportunity, and he'll do the best to take advantage of it. Yeah, I'm here for it. Just bought it. Good. Yeah, dude, if you liked He Who Fights with Monsters, it's very adjacent. Holy book series. Oh, Unsold? Yeah, I think there's 12 books. Somewhere in there? Yeah, like 12 books. But it's finished. That's the thing, Clown. It is finished. It is a complete series. It's good. I may have just... You're not going to be disappointed. You will not, for sure. 2 book 12s. What? I'm kind of digging the vibe for the Mayor of Noobtown. We're going to put that in the running, and we'll see how it goes. Waybound and Threshold. Hold on. Cradle book 1. I think Threshold might be... Yeah. So you want Waybound? That's book 12. Threshold is like other stories that involve the world. Like there are tangential pieces, and that's one of the tangential ones. Yeah, so that's not technically book 12, it's just additional content. Yeah, because you're looking at Unsold, Soulsmith, Black Flame, Skysworn, Ghostwater, Underlord, Uncrown, Wintersteel, Bloodline, Reaper, Dreadgod, and then Waybound. They're so good. Legitimately, if I couldn't have gotten this to work today, we probably would all be reading Unsold. But I didn't want to start with something that I had already read. 50%. I mean, that's not bad. Dude, it's such a good series. You want to hear the synopsis? I'll fucking read you the synopsis right now for the first Unsold book. Sacred artists follow 1,000 paths to power, using their souls to control the forces of the natural world. Lyndon is unsold, forbidden to learn the sacred arts of his clan. When faced with the looming fate he can't ignore, he must defy his family's rules and forge his own path. That is literally the whole synopsis you get. It's so fucking good. Bruh. It's so good. All right, what else we got in here? I thought we just looked at one. Oh, we might already moved it. Defiance of the Fall? Yeah, let's take a look at that. Legitimately, I can't tell you any more than that without giving stuff away. There's so much that happens in just the first book alone, and it never stops being good. It continually grows. It is so good. Legitimately, I want to restart it again right now because I enjoy that series so fucking much. It is a quick read. It's not that long, but it's a little long, but it's not bad. But it's satisfying. It's just right. It's so good. All right. Let's just go in order. Fimbulwinter. What the fuck is that? Summoned to a world in the midst of apocalypse, Daniel Black would have his hands full just staying alive. Add in refugees, desperate soldiers, scheming nobles, and a pair of thoroughly wicked witches, and life is going to be very busy indeed. Good thing he has magic of his own to even the scales, but will even that be enough? Warning, this novel contains graphic violence, inventive sex, unconventional opinions, and a protagonist who has no interest in being normal. Read at your own risk. The warnings alone make me curious. 100%. Tell me what you think tomorrow. I know you're going to fit it. This is how confident I am that you will like it, Clown, because you loved He Who Fights with Monsters. Tomorrow, you will have started the second book. By the time I am live again, you will probably be halfway into the second book, depending on how much time you sleep. All right, Fimbulwinter. The warning alone makes me kind of want to read it, but I don't think it's going to be a book club book. We're going to put it as haven't but might. Defiance of the Fall. All right, what do we got? Defiance of the Fall. Zack was alone in the middle of the forest when the world changed. The whole planet was introduced to the multiverse. Motherfucker. The whole planet was introduced to the multiverse by an unfeeling system. ... or God. A universe where an endless number of races and civilizations fought for power and domination. Zack finds himself stuck in a wilderness surrounded by deadly beasts, demons, and worse. Alone, lost, and without answers, he must find the means to survive and get stronger in this new cutthroat reality. With only a hatchet for his weapon, he'll have to seek out his family before the world collapses or die trying. Experience the start of a lit RPG series with over 20 million views on Royal Road for the first time. Defiance of the Fall is now available on Kindle and Audible. I mean, Hatchet, but with RPGs? I'm still happy I gave someone a good book to read. It's been a minute. Because back when you started He Who Fights with Monsters, you were like, hey, and then you kept reading. Yep. I'm about to start him again, probably. Like, I'm gonna be real. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about that being the first book. Just so I have an excuse to talk about it. Defiance of the Fall feels good on the brain. That's going in there. Part of me tells me that that's just Hatchet, but with an RPG system backing, and I'm here for it. I kind of want to get through the rest of these, and then we'll vet and vote. Shit, if that wins the book club vote, I will in fact reread it again. Yeah, I was really tempted to move these two up because like I would happily. We'll put those in the running. I think the rest of the already reds probably won't, but these two I could gleefully reread. All right. So we did Defiance of the Fall. We're going to try and get through the rest of these, and then I want to vet the top of the list, check prices and book length, and go from there. Oh, wait, there was another one. Joe Ryan suggested one, didn't he? It was Five Gods or something. I'll have to look after this one. All right. The Testament of Steel. A young man with no past must progress into a warrior out of legend. Cinder Shade's life begins on a fateful afternoon at the bottom of a well where he awakens, bruised and battered and bereft of all memory. His only understanding is the driving imperative to protect those who can't defend themselves and become a warrior worthy of the name. He discovers within himself a peculiar gift, one in which the codes of combat are made evident and even the language of steel is made clear. When he earns a place at the prestigious Elven Warrior Academy, Cinder fights to enhance his knowledge and perhaps even humble the proud elves who believe no human is their equal. His hard-earned skills are put to the test when strange rumblings emanate from deep in the Dagger Mountains, monsters out of myth emerge, and so does something far worse. An ancient god, the world believes the deity long dead, but he is very much alive, and he remembers his enemies all too well, even if they don't remember themselves. Yeah. Maybe. I wonder how many people will end up joining, because if it's you and I'm going to run out of money buying books. Bro. So the intention for the book club, I'm going to be clear, like we will still discuss books all the time in the chat because that's just who we are as people. But the book club itself will be one book a month is the intention, one book a month for the year. And then roughly about the same time each month, we will have a Twitch stream, probably on a Friday, where we go into detail on everything about the book, beginning to end, what we liked, what we didn't like, what we found interesting, do like full deep dives, breakdowns, try and do some chapter by chapter stuff, like the whole shebang. And then we'll go through that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But that's the intention. That's what we're working off of. So this one, maybe. That's a might. It seems a little on the nose. Okay, what was the one? World of the Five Gods. I've never been in a book club before because everyone I have seen before is wives talking about 50 Shades of Grey type books in the circle. Yeah, I mean, I've tried to get a book club started a lot, but every time I start a book club, people forget, and then we only have like the one meeting where we decide like a couple of books, and then we're gonna like think about it and then pick a book, and then by the time I try and get people together to pick a book, they never do it. So the wife and I were talking the other day, and she's like, well, why don't you've been talking about a book club for years, why don't you just make a book club day? And I'm like, y'all are here to hang, kind of regardless, and we always like to talk about books, so we're just gonna have a book club now. It's decided. Congratulations, you're all part of the book club. This is how we do things. All right, so this is the one Joe Ryan suggested. This one, I'm gonna save the image and upload it real quick. Oh, dude, easily talking about books or games. Like that's kind of the sweet spot. But I will talk books or video games with literally like just forever. You let me. All right, we want. Okay, what do we got? This is the series that Joe Ryan suggested, so let's see how well this one works. The Curse of Chalion. A man broken in body and spirit, Kazaril has returned to the noble household he once served as a page, and is named, to his great surprise, as the secretary tutor to the beautiful, strong-willed sister of the impetuous boy who is next in line to rule. It is an assignment Karazil dreads, for it will ultimately lead him to the place he fears most, the royal court of Cartagos, where the powerful enemies who once placed him in chains now occupy a lofty position. In addition to the traitorous intrigues of villains, Karazil and the Royesi Izeli are faced with a sinister curse that hangs like a sword over the entire blighted house of Chalion. All who stand in their circle, only by employing the darkest, most forbidden magics can Karazil hope to protect his royal charge, an act that will mark the loyal, damaged servant as a tool of the miraculous, and trap him flesh and soul in a maze of demonic paradox, damnation, and death. What? Dude, there's so much going on in there. So much going on in just that little tidbit. Like, Luna will read when she's in the mood, but she's never been a bookworm like me before, where she's like, oh, how is the book you're reading? She never gets used to the answer, which one? Because I already finished 2 books and then I need detail. Yeah. I honestly, I used to be on like a 2 to 3 book a day habit. But then with, work and life and a kid, it's now like an audiobook a day habit, and that's more manageable. Okay. So there's a lot going on there. I'm gonna put that in might. It doesn't seem bad, but it also isn't like, I'm not immediately vibing with it like I was on Heretical Fishing. King's Dark Tidings. Let's see what that one is. All right. Oh, damn, that's a long one. All right. Raised and trained in complete seclusion in a secret fortress at the edge of the northern wilds of the kingdom of the Shy, a young warrior, Rezkin, is unexpectedly thrust into the outworld when a terrible battle destroys all that he knows. With no understanding of his life's purpose and armed with the masterful weapons mysteriously bequeathed to him by a dead king, the young warrior relentlessly pursues his only lead, a single elite warrior escaped during the battle and may have knowledge of who Rezkin is and who is responsible for the slaughter of the young man's home. Rezkin must travel across the Shy to find the one man who may hold the clues to his very existence. His last orders, spoken on the lips of his dying masters, were to kill with conscience and protect and honor your friends. Living in isolation from the outworld under strict regimen of training, education, the young warrior has no understanding of while conscience or friends, determined to adhere to his last orders, Luskin extends his protection to an unlikely assortment of individuals he meets along the way, often leading to humorous or poignant incidents. As if pursuing an elite warrior across the kingdom, figuring out who he is and why everyone he knows is dead, and attempting to find these so-called friends and protect them is not enough. Strange things are happening in the kingdom, new dangers begin to arise and threaten not only Ruskin and his friends, but possibly everyone in the Shy. That's a lot. People say at least it's not a card addiction or a gambling addiction. Gob! Hey, buddy. The hell are you doing up? I bet you're EP. Dude, it's late as shit for you. I figured you'd still be sleeping. It's like, what, 4:30 there? At least it's not a car part addiction or a gambling addiction. Yet they don't understand how expensive books are. You're getting one a day. Dude. Fucking library cards. Save your life. All right. Free the Darkness. There's a lot there. It's meh. I'm getting meh. It's going in night. Okay. So we need a few more. We need to go through, and then we need to check these ones to make sure they all fit the parameters. And then I think you're right, Clown. We might move these two up into the top. I'm tempted to put Carl up there, but the first book of Dungeon Crawler Carl is not nearly as... It doesn't have as much of a vibe as the rest of the series does. Because like that's one of those books that it grows on you as the series grows. All right, this has a matching cover, so that's probably it. All right, let's read this thing. What do we got? Legend of the Archmagus 1, the expansion. An Archmagus dies, only to find himself in the body of a young man in a medieval kingdom. He finds out that he is the second son of a duke, exiled to a desolated town by his own family. Shackled by a notorious reputation of his new shell, he tries his best to develop his domain, implementing new policies and innovations, leading his subjects to prosperity. In this world where magic is undeveloped, he shall once again pave a new path. I'm here for it. Dude, 100%. I don't know how good Seth MacFarlane is going to do at it, because like everything with him just turns into fart shit jokes. Which fine, like people like it. It is, the series itself is a little bit more on the crude side. Fine. But I think because of how Seth handles things in general, it's going to be more, it's going to be less about the actual relationships and the emotions and stuff going on in the background and the like character growth and everything. Yeah, like Orville is dope. Orville is really good, and if he takes that tone with it, it's going to be great. But if he takes any of his other works tones with it, it's going to be shit. But the series is very well put together. Anyway, Legend of the Archmagus, the expansion, I'm here for it, because that reads like it's a fucking isekai. And we all know how I feel about those. 1,000 cigarettes. Dude. All right. What else we got? The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. Why have I feel like I've read a lot by him. What does he do? Did I just read something else that he did or something? He did Lightbringer. That may be why I know what it is. Damn, Mocklins give me every time. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sounds isekai. For sure. All right. The Black Prism. Guile is the Prism, the most powerful man in the world. He is the High Priest and the Emperor, a man whose power, wit, and charm are all that preserves a tenuous peace. Yet prisms never last, and Guile knows exactly how long he has left to live. When Guile discovers he has a son born in a far kingdom after the war that put him in power, he must decide how much he's willing to pay to protect a secret that could tear his world apart. Meh. Like, it doesn't sound bad, but I didn't get enough to care. So that's going in maybe. I like these ones that have like these short descriptions, but like half the time it doesn't give you enough to actually give two shits. Way of the Shaman. Ooh, I have questions. Mark of the Fool. The gods chose him. He said no. I like it. After his parents died, Alex Roth had one desire: become a wizard. Through hard work, he is accepted into the University of Generosity, the world's greatest academy of wizardry. Fate, however, had another plan. On his 18th birthday, he is marked by prophecy as one of the kingdom's 5 heroes, chosen to fight the Ravener, his land's greatest enemy, but his brand is the Fool, worst of the mark. Rather than die or serve the heroes like past fools, he takes a stand, rejects divine decree, and leaves with his little sister, his childhood friend, and his Cerberus. Alex flees for the university, hoping to research the mystery of the Ravener. He'll make lifelong friends, learn magic from mad wizards, practice alchemy, fight mana vampires, and try to pay tuition. There's only one problem. Mark insists on preventing the Fool from learning. The Mark insists on preventing the Fool from learning and casting spells while enhancing skills outside divinity, combat, and spellcraft. That is, unless he learns to exploit the hell out of it. Like, I'd read it. It's going into meh. Like, that's a lot to be going on with. How long is the book? 722 pages. So it doesn't really fall within our first book category, for sure. Oh, shit. I think my phone died. All right, what do we got here? We've got... There we go. Life Reset, huh? I feel like a lot of these just watch like one anime or another, and then that's what you get. All right, Life Reset. After being betrayed and cursed by an extremely rare spell, Oren, a powerful and influential player, finds himself as a first-level goblin. Without even a fraction of his previous power, he vows to pull through and have revenge on those who betrayed him. His thorough knowledge of the game's world and his unique ability to immerse himself entirely are his only advantages, but first he must figure out how to survive long enough playing what is basically low-level fodder monster. I don't care. legitimately, if they took the fact that it was a video game out of this, I would 100% be here for this book. But the fact that it is clearly a video game, it's about it being a video game, there's no stakes. It's a video game. Like, I think people read Ready Player One and were like, oh, it's about a person playing a game, and missed the point of Ready Player One. Had more to do with the fact that Ready Player One was about him solving a puzzle in a game that had a massive real world impact, right? Like it had an effect. The game itself had an effect on the person's real life. This is a book about a person playing a game. Why do I care? It does, yeah. It like Sword Art Online. If you die, you die. Yeah, that's an impact. That's a thing that occurs. This, who gives a fuck? Like, oh no, he was betrayed and turned into a goblin. 100% was here for it in this game. Bitch, what? What? If it had been anything but a game, I would have been 100% here for it. Like, if you're going to make a thing about a game, you have to have a stake. You have to have something that drives you. You have to have a driving force. That doesn't have a driving force. It's a game. Make a new character. Do something else. Like, he who fights with monsters, it's got game mechanics, but it's a real world and there's death and consequence. Exactly. There are things that occur that you can't fucking take back. There are things that happen that move the world. There are things that shape the world. If it's a fucking game, it's a game. I don't care if you shape the game, it's still a game. Your body still exists. You're still doing something elective. You're not doing something because there are consequences to it. It's not like win the game or they kill you in real life. Win the game or, no. Anyway. Exactly. Yeah, it sounds like reading a stream. And then I pressed B. Cool, right? No. All right, Outland. When the Yellowstone supervolcano erupts, it's up to 6 university students and their experimental physics project to prevent the end of civilization. When an experiment to study quantum uncertainty goes spectacularly wrong, physics students Richard and his friends find that they have accidentally created an interdimensional portal. They connect to an alternate Earth with identical geology, but where humans never evolved. They go panning for gold and become millionaires overnight, while fantasizing about Nobel Prizes and patents. Then the Yellowstone supervolcano erupts on Earth in an explosion large enough to destroy civilization and kill half the planet. Richard and his friends have less than an afternoon to get as many people as possible across to Outland before Nebraska is covered in a lethal cloud of ash. Now Richard finds himself in charge of a disorganized, frightened band of reluctant pioneers on a world with none of the modern infrastructure that people have come to depend on. Richard has been a loner all his life and has always wanted to be part of something bigger, but this is far more than he ever bargained for. If he doesn't get this right, it's not just the lives of people that he cares about that could be lost. It may very well be the end of human civilization. That sounds like a good time. That could be really good. That could be really good. It's not the vibe that I'm aiming for, so it's going to go in meh, but it will eventually, like most of the shit that's in here is probably going to wind up in my reading list at some point on its own. Reborn Apocalypse. What do we got? Limker. All right. If you could turn back the clock and fix all the mistakes you ever made, would you? From the author of the award-winning web novel Reborn, Evolving from Nothing, comes a tale of Michael Kerr, a swordsman that could only be considered a middling warrior in humanity's last army. Michael's answer to the question would be quite simple. Yes, a million times yes. Humanity has fallen, killed by stronger races of beings after being warped away to a new reality. The mystical 7 layers. Humanity's goal has been simple: make it through all 7 layers and reach heaven. Humanity failed. Humanity died. Michael Kerr's memories have been transported back into his past self thanks to a magical artifact he found by chance. Excuse me. He is no chosen savior. He is no divinely picked hero. Can he change the future? Can he catch up the mightiest warriors of humanity and surpass them? Read and find out. So, ReZero 2012 without the world flooding? Yeah, for sure. Reborn Apocalypse, like, it's not a no, but it's not a yes either. That's a hard maybe. I'm pretty sure I've read this. I might have read this. I don't remember if I've read this. We're going to find out. All right. Darrow is a red, a member of the lowest caste in the color-coded societies of the future. Like his fellow Reds, he works all day believing that he and his people are making the surface of Mars livable for future generations. Yet he toils willingly, trusting that his blood and sweat will one day result in a better world for his children. But Darrow and his kind have been betrayed. Soon he discovers that humanity reached the surface generations ago. Vast cities and lush wild spread across the planet. Darrow and the Reds like him are nothing more than slaves in a decadent ruling class. Inspired by a longing for justice and driven by a memory of lost love, Darrow sacrifices everything to infiltrate the legendary Institute, proving ground for the dominant Gold Caste, where the next generation of humanity's overlords struggle for power. He will be forced to compete for his life and the very future of civilization against the best and most brutal of society's ruling class. There he will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if it means that he has to become one of them to do so. I have not read this. I thought this was a different book. It sounds fun. Like, it doesn't sound bad. Welcome back, everybody, by the way. It doesn't sound bad. I don't know if it's in the running, though. I'm not really feeling it. Like, these all, yes. This one, not so much. I'm not feeling that one so much. All right, what do we got? We got Thin Blade. All right. When second son Alexander Valentine loses his brother to an assassin's arrow, he discovers that his family protects an ancient secret and reluctantly finds himself at the center of the final battle of a war that was supposed to have ended 2,000 years ago. Pursued by dark minions of an ancient enemy, Alexander flees to the mountains of the mountain city of Glenmorland, where he discovers that he is the heir to the throne of Rutha, one of the Seven Isles. But before he can claim the throne, he must recover the ancient thin blade. 7 were forged by the first sovereign of the Seven Isles and bound to the bloodlines of each of the 7 island kings in exchange for their loyalty to the old law. Each sword is as long as a man's arm, as wide as a man's thumb, and so thin it can't be seen when viewed from the edge. Thin Blade is a story of Alexander's quest to find the ancient sword, claim the throne of Rutha, and raise an army to stand against the enemy that has awoken to claim dominion over the 7 Isles. Meh? Yeah? Okay, like, sure? Like, yeah. War formed. Alright, what do we got here? Raiden Ward will become a god. He doesn't know it yet, of course. Raiden is born weak and sickly and small, afflicted with a painful disease and abandoned by his parents because of it. He has to fight tooth and nail for every minor advantage life has allowed him. His perseverance has not gone unnoticed, however, and when the most powerful artificial intelligence in human history takes an interest in him, things began to change quickly. Granted, a CAD, combat assistance device, with awful specs but infinite potential for growth, Raiden finds himself at the bottom of his class at the Galen's Institute, one of the top military academies in the collective. Along with his best friend Vivian Arata, and Raiden will have to start his long climb to the school's rankings and on the combat tournament circuits that have become humanity's greatest source of excitement and entertainment. So begin the rise of a god, so begins the ascent of the Stormweaver. Okay. I mean, sure. It doesn't sound bad. I like it. It's gonna go like up here by the chicken one. Okay. Vanished by, what the fuck's the dude's name? Michael Weishart. Yeah, that looks right. Arian is the worst assassin his people have ever seen, a mercenary who doesn't like to kill. Desperate to become the youngest warrior of his clan, Arian will stop at nothing to reach his goals, not even the one thing all Upakans fear: magic. However, when a fatal accident forces him to flee, Arian barters passage aboard the only ship willing to take one of his kind. But there's more to this captain and crew than he realizes. Thrust into circumstances beyond his control, promise of death waiting around every bend in the river, Arian's training will be tested in ways he never thought possible. How far will he be willing to go to keep those he cares about safe? Meh. I am interested in the sufficiently advanced magic one, though. That seems like that could be a good time. Let's see what we got. 5 years ago, Corin Cadence's brother entered the Serpent Spire, a colossal tower with ever-shifting rooms, traps, and monsters. Those who survive the Spire's trials return home with an attunement, mark granting the bearer magical powers. According to legend, those few who reach the top of the tower will be granted a boon by the Spire's goddess. He never returned. Now it's Corrin's turn. He's headed to the top floor on a mission to meet the goddess. If he can survive the trials, Corrin will earn an attunement, but that won't be sufficient to survive the dangers on the upper levels. For that, he's going to need training, allies, and a lot of ingenuity. The journey won't be easy, and Corrin won't stop until he gets his brother back. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Like, I'm here for it. All right. The Way of the Shaman. All right. Barleona, a virtual world jam-packed with monsters, battles, and predictably players. Millions of them come to Barleona looking forward to things that they can't get in real life. Elves, magic, dragons, princesses, unforgettable combat. The game has become so popular that players now choose to spend months online without returning home. In Barleona, anything goes. You can assault fellow players, level up, become a mythical hero, a wizard, a legendary thief. The only rule that attempted to regulate the game demanded that no players be allowed to feel actual pain. But there's an exception to every rule. For a certain bunch of players, Barleona has become their personal hell. They are criminals sent to Barleona to serve their time. They aren't in it for the dragon's gold or the abundant loot. All they want is to survive the virtual inferno. They face the ultimate survival quest. I don't care. Okay, there's stakes, but you've not given me any reason to care about these people. Like, oh no, some people feel pain in a virtual environment in which they could theoretically just hide. No, poor babies. Find somewhere to hide. Live out your sentence. Don't care. The blade itself. We're getting close. Hit 4 more? Logan Ninefingers, infamous barbarian, has finally run out of luck. Caught in one feud too many, he's on the verge of becoming a dead barbarian, leaving nothing behind him but bad songs, dead friends, and a lot of happy enemies. Nobleman Captain Jazal Dan Luthar, dashing officer and paragon of selfishness, has nothing more dangerous in mind than fleecing his friends at cards and dreaming of glory in the fencing circles. But war is brewing, and on the battlefields of the frozen north, they fight by altogether bloodier rules. Inquisitor Glokta, cripple turned torturer, would like nothing better than to see Giselle come home in a box. But Glokta hates everyone, cutting treason out of the Union one confession at a time leaves little room for friendship. His latest trail of corpses may lead him to the rotten heart of the government if he can stay alive long enough to follow it. Enter the wizard, Baez, a bald old man with a terrible temper and a pathetic assistant who he could be the first magi. He could be the first of the magi, he could be a spectacular fraud, but whatever he is, he's about to make the lives of Logan, Giselle, and Glokta a whole lot more difficult. Murderous conspiracies rise to the surface, old scores are ready to be settled, and the line between hero and villain is sharp enough to draw blood. This book is 500 pages. There are 3 primary viewpoints. There is a 4th character mentioned in the synopsis. How the fuck do you have enough time to tell and intertwine 4 stories in that few pages and get anything realistic done? What? Not to mention, they're very... I'm gonna put this in maybe, because I don't know. Maybe it's good, but I'm skeptical, to put it fucking mildly. All right, what do we got? Oh great, I was reincarnated as a farmer. What do you have when you blend a pinch of lit RPG, a touch of farming simulator, a sprinkle of epic fantasy, a whole cup of isekai, and a dash of Home Alone? You have Arnold's life. Accidentally murdered by a cleric in another universe during a botched resurrection, Arnold, a semi-pro gamer, wakes up upon an altar to find himself incarnated into the overweight body of a farmer who could have been his fatter twin. He's not the hero, he's not the villain, he's certainly not the chosen one who is there to save the world. He's a clerical error. It could be a bad joke, but apparently it happens so often that they have a standard procedure for returning you. That procedure doesn't apply to Arnold. Now stuck on a new Earth in a new universe with no way home, Arnold must use his gaming skills to figure out how to level his farming class to 100 and gain a second class, which doesn't make him want to beat his head against a wall. There's just one small problem. Farmers don't gain experience from killing monsters like at all. Follow Arnold's hilarious journey as he stubbornly comes to grips with his new reality and tries to change his destiny from that of your typical farmer. Yeah. Okay, I'm here for it. What do we got? We got 2 left, and then we need to vet the top list. And once we vet the top list, we're going to start doing the polls to figure out where everything lands. Six sacred swords. Alliteration. Yay. Fuck, that's a long thing. Oh my god. Okay. It doesn't take a legendary sword to make a legendary swordsman, but it certainly helps. Kyrus Solarian is already well on the way to cutting his name into the annals of legend. He's fought divinities, thieving sorcerers, and corrupt demigods, and left them defeated in his wake, but he's a long way from home, and Kaldwin offers a different brand of danger than he's used to. He's already got a sword of unfathomable power, but it's damaged and leaking world-annihilating mana, so he's in the market for a new one, possibly 6. The more the better, really. The 6 sacred swords are Kaldwin's most famous artifacts. Forged as the only means to defeat the god beasts, each sword must be earned by a worthy champion, and no single person has ever managed to collect them all. Not yet, at least. Kyrus is just getting started. Additional info. 6 Sacred Swords is a light-hearted fantasy adventure inspired by the Japanese game series Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy, and Fire Emblem. It takes place in the same universe as the Arcane Ascension novels, but years earlier and with a different protagonist. While the books are interconnected, they can be read on their own in any order. Yeah? Like, it doesn't sound bad. It's not making the list today, but it doesn't sound bad. All right, last one, then we got to check stuff. World. EA Hoopa. All right. When an update traps millions of players in the most advanced VR game ever made, one man discovers an exploit that might just take him to the top of the world tree. In 2056, the world's most powerful AI system, Arcus, comes online. Created to extend human lifespan, it quickly designs new kinds of nanomachine therapies. In addition making world-changing discoveries in health science. It also develops advanced VR headsets that uses consumable nanomachines to allow users to experience time faster in virtual world. 2 years later, Arcus releases World Tree Online. The game's time dilation makes it so that 1 hour of playtime feels like 1 month in those games, allowing humans to live extended virtual lives that feel real. However, shortly after an old gamer named Vincent joins World Tree Online, an update begins that stretches time dilation to 1 year for every 5 seconds. Players are unable to exit the game during the update, with an estimated wait time of 360 years. While trapped in the game, Vincent discovers an exploit in the physics that might take him higher up the world tree than he ever expected. Unfortunately, crosses paths with the latest moderator in the game, a young man named Lucas that uses his mod abilities to torture and subjugate other players. Lucas is willing to abuse his powers to conquer the world tree, but Vincent's exploit might just be the key to stopping him. So Sword Art Online, but with a mod, but with no... I mean, I guess there... Does that technically count as stakes? Like, it doesn't say that he can't log out. Like, it says that they can't log out during the thing. But other than that, there might be detrimental effects from living 320 years, but we wouldn't know it. We'll put that in might. All right. What do we got? So we've already checked heretical fishing. Heretical fishing is fine. It hits all of our earmarks. I'm going to save this actually, because this is the tier list. That is not right. Okay, cool. That's good. And okay, so we did heretical fishing. Land. Yeah. Yep, the land fits. Let's see what the warded man does. The warded man. It's a little... It's not great. Yeah. It's like $8 on Kindle. Not my favorite, but it's not horrible. We can leave it for now. Accidental champion. So accidental champion. It's all the marks. Mother of learning. Mother of Learning, book 1. Oh, yep. That hits all the buttons. Dungeonborn, I'm pretty sure, is also good. Yep, Dungeonborn is in the sweet spot as well. We are Legion. The Bobaverse. Okay, so The Warded Man was expensive, and Bob is slightly more. So I'm going to try and organize these by like relative price, if that makes sense. Because if we have too many, I'm going to take the ones off and move them down that were more expensive. Because I want it to be more reasonable. Holy fucking number of books, Batman. Did that just say there were 19? Yeah, Heretical Fishing does sound like a wild read. It sounds really good. Columbus Day is good. Falls within the sweet spot. Ranger's Apprentice. One. Reasonable. You can get the paperback for like $6. That's not bad at all. Okay. I had another one that I'd actually gotten it because we do this thing around Christmas, like typically Christmas Eve, called Book Flood, where we go to the bookstore a day or two before and we pick out some books, and then like we buy one out of a handful of the books that we choose, and then wrap that, and then we unwrap it the day before Christmas, and we read that book like all day and sit and like drink cocoa and have cookies, and that's just the day, and it's great, and it's our family tradition. Fan-fucking-tastic. Highly recommend. System Universe. It's right within spec. That's not bad. Mayor of Noobtown. It's right within spec as well. Actually on the cheap side, that's pretty good. Giants of the Fall. Not bad. Legend of the Archmagus. Is this only an audiobook? I'm only seeing the pack for book 2. Huh. Interesting. That's weird. I mean, it's still reasonable, but I'm not seeing... Let's do Kindle. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's really reasonable. That's not bad. Sufficiently advanced magic. Perfectly reasonable, fits in the parameters. Oh, great. Perfect. All of those fall neatly in the parameters. We have 1, 2, 3, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have a neat 16. Oh boy. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to bump back to just chatting. Just real quick. You'll see why. the fuck is that called? Yeah. Okay. And then we'll bump back to here. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it over here. I know y'all can't see it, but we're going to do... No, we're not going to start the tournament. We need to, like... Bracket name is... Book Club. Reading list. We're going to do single elimination. No, I don't. Participants. Got team 1. We got reticle fishing. Land pounding. Accidental champion. Mother of learning. Okay. We got Mother of Learning. Dungeon Born. Columbus Day. Rangers. Apprentice. System. Universe. Mayor of Newtown. Defiance of the Fall. Legend of the Archmagus. Efficiently advanced magic. Oh, great. I was reincarnated farmer. The worded man. We are leaving. Did I not have 16? 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I only had 15. All right, but we did want to add 2 more, so we're going to add 1 more. It's going to be uneven. Unsold, and one of these is going to be a 3-point thing. He who fights. Okay. Perfect. All right, we got the thing. You guys can see the thing. We're gonna do live voting poll. What is that? Oh, okay. We could have like made it into a thing. We don't need to worry about that. That's not what we're doing. We're gonna do polls on other stuff. So here we're gonna do. I don't know if this works. We're gonna find out. Hey, we did it. Nothing exploded. All right. We're gonna do a poll. It's gonna be a quick poll, and we're gonna do like a shit ton of them. because you're going to vote one versus the other, which one you want to read more, and then we'll figure out which one is which. Right? Because we read through the majority of these, we should be good. So I'm going to do a bunch of quick polls. Please only vote once. I'm going to leave them up for 2 minutes. Which do you want to read most? And then we're going to do, so the first one will be Mayor of Noobtown and System Universe. I'm going to start a poll. So they both seem fun. Like, they don't seem bad. But I'm curious to see what people think. I know the Mayor of Noobtown seemed interesting. I think personally, I would probably say System Universe of the two, because it seemed a little bit more fleshed, if that makes sense, just from the synopsis. But your guys' call. But yeah, if you guys have the ability and can do it safely, please take a second and vote. I'm going to go through and we're going to do just some quick little polls. It shouldn't take too long. I might even take them from 2 minutes down to 1 minute. And we'll just see kind of where we end up. Oh, I can't actually do, hold on. It won't actually let me do this unless I sign up for this thing. No. Okay. This one? There we go. Okay. So we got 2 votes. Submit scores. Perfect. Okay. And manage poll. New poll. And we're going to do Dungeonborn versus sufficiently advanced magic. And we're only going to do 1 minute this time rather than 2 minutes. This is the one, Dungeonborn is the one where it is the sentient dungeon, and sufficiently advanced magic is the one where it is climbing the tower to find their brother. I'm kind of conflicted because I like the idea of both of them. So I'm not going to vote on this one because realistically, I really want to read Dungeonborn either way this goes. But I think it would just be, what do you call it? I would just be hanging the vote, basically, because I think there's only like a couple of us hanging out right now. What's up? Oh, no. Advanced magic is the tower one. Yeah, the isekai is the Grand Magus or Farmer. You wanted Dungeonborn instead? Okay, no worries. Yeah, no, Dungeonborn is the one where it is the sentient dungeon. And Sufficiently Advanced Magic is the one where his brother goes into the tower to get magic powers and meet a goddess, I think is what it was. Like, all of these will probably be in the reading list for a while. Like, most of these will probably become books later on that we do, but I want to figure out what their overall rankings are, and we'll go from there. Okay. New poll. This one is reincarnated as a farmer and mother of learning. So reincarnated as a farmer is the isekai where the guy becomes a farmer. Mother of learning is the one where it is a time loop based around like a school, I think, and it seemed really interesting. They both seemed really good. Yeah, basically somebody Groundhog stays at a magic academy, I think is what Mother of Learning was supposed to be about. Voting is now. I like doing it this way because this way we're, we put thought into them, and then second thought, and then third thought. And then when this winds up probably being heretical fishing, we'll know that we really thought about it. Not that I would fudge the numbers. Yep. I removed the option. I'm like, we're gonna take away the ability to do it just for shits and giggles. Whoops. Okay, so next one is Accidental Champion, which is the one where the guy chooses the champion class and then gets sent to fight for the fate of Earth. And then we have the Warded Man, and that one is magic is kind of a lost art. A guy goes outside of his warded city walls to fight demons and try and figure out how to fix stuff, basically. So yeah, there's that. Hold on. What do we got? Don't care. That was not what I was looking for. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure which of the two that I really want more in this one. I think if it winds up with me picking between the two, I'm probably going to go with the Warded Man, because that seemed more interesting. All right, since there was no vote, I will make a deciding factor, and the warded man wins that one. Do a new poll. This one will be Legend of the Archmagus. This is the isekai that you were thinking of, Clown, and Columbus Day. You voted warded? Oh, weird. Columbus Day is that sci-fi one, right? That was the... Yes, Expeditionary Force Columbus Day. That's the sci-fi one with the aliens that you said was really good. But it's versus the isekai. I mean, like I said, these are probably all still going to make a comeback. We will probably do another chart of the victors or of the losers using these and any other suggestions that we happen to get over that time to pick next month's book after the book club meeting in January. All right, and new poll, who dis? The Rangers Apprentice versus Defiance of the Fall. The Rangers Apprentice is one of the suggested ones where they're training to be a ranger, right? Then Defiance of the Fall, which one was that? I vaguely remember that one sounding good. I think it's Fights Against the Gods, right? What was that one about? I have to look at the thing. I don't remember. Oh, it's the hatchet one. It's the one where the guy's in the middle of the woods with the hatchet when the system kicks back on. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I am here for that. All right. Defiance of the Fall. Won that one. We are Legion versus the Land Founding. Let's see what we get with that one. We are Legion. There's got to be a better way to do this. I don't know what it is, so we're doing it this way. But for next time, I'm gonna try and work up a system to do this a little easier. So We Are Legion, sci-fi, corpsicle AI, and then the Land Founding is a guy gets transported to another world. And has to like survive. It seemed very reminiscent of Eden's Gate. Honestly. Ooh. This last one in the first bracket is literally going to be the hardest one. It really is. They really did not want us to have an easy time. What about one of those questionnaire websites that does all this for you? You see what votes are voted on, or most voted on. Yeah, like, I mean, realistically, what we could have done so here's the problem. I don't have an audiobook right now. And I'm going to go out and have to people tomorrow, well, in like 2 hours for a little bit. And I need an audiobook for peopling. So we don't have time to poll everyone that isn't here currently. So next time, I will probably make like a Google like form so that everybody can vote and do that and like have a full questionnaire and everything. And we can do it that way. But for right now, this assures that I have a book in the next 3 hours. All right. He who fights with monsters. Unsold. And then whoever wins this one has to fight versus heretical fishing out the gate. Out the gate. That's tough. This vote is rough again. I kind of wanted to shuffle them, but I'm also like, these ones we're gonna fight at some point anyway. Yeah. We got one vote for unsold. Heretical fishing versus unsold. Let's see what you pick. Gotta hit the button. I mean, to be fair, we are probably going to read Unsold regardless at some point. But yeah, heretical fishing gets a bonus point. Because you have 6 of the Unsold series. Yeah, dude, it's so good. All right. Cool. So that one's good. So next new poll, we've got heretical fishing versus system universe. Yeah, I really didn't think there was going to be a competition there. All right. Watch 10 more people come in and vote for System Universe, not knowing what it is. Listen, I just gave up. He who plays with monsters and unsold. I mean, yeah, dude, as soon as I saw that it placed all 3 of these in a bracket rather than these being like the final bracket, I was a little flabbergasted. All right, we're just gonna end that one because we know how that goes. New poll. Ooh, this one's gonna be tough. So Dungeonborn is the sentient dungeon, and then oh great, Farmer is the reincarnation like isekai one. That's tough. Like Dungeonborn is supposed to be like, it looks really fucking good. Reincarnated as a farmer could be fun, but I haven't heard much about it. But I think Dungeonborn is also a completed series. All right. We getting any more than just excuse me. All right, so this one is the Warded Man versus Legend of the Archmagus. So this is the fighting demons in a world where magic is scarce, or the isekai. Okay. Poll has ended. We'll do Defiance of the Fall. And we are Legion. So AI Super Legion versus, honest, I barely remember. I literally just looked it up too. That's the worst part. Oh, Hatchet, but with extra steps. All right. Legend of the Archmagus versus We Are Legion. Isekai versus sci-fi isekai? Are you reincarnated as a sorcerer or a spaceship? Which do you prefer? Fair. All right. Now a tough one. Heretical Fishing versus Dungeonborn. Shocked. I have a sneaking suspicion what I know that I know what the next one will be. Yeah, Heretical Fishing just seemed like a really good time. All right. Let's do this. Go fishing. Legend of the Archmagus. I'm shocked. Woo. All right, looks like we're doing heretical fishing. Oh, not a bad option. I like where we landed. Oops. I like it. I like it. Cool. Well, that's all that. We got quite a bit done. Yeah, let's hop back into our nice little void. Yeah, but I will be back tomorrow as per normal. It should be a more regular stream. I'm going to try and get some stuff set up for the book club, but that is the book. I think the official launch of the book club will be once I get the YouTube stuff up. But I figure one of the Fridays next month, at about a month after whenever that goes live. I'm not going to release the videos on a Friday, but I think we'll set the date for like a Friday that's more than a month out. So probably like middle of the month in January will be the discussion day. And the plan is to read end to end the book. You know, the first book will be consumed in that time period. And then we'll go from there. But we have a bunch of other ones as potentials. We might do Unsold next, because I feel like that's just a good time. Like I would enjoy reading that with everybody. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see what everybody's thinking, how everybody's feeling. Vertical fishing, just it seems like it's going to be a nice, soothing, good read for the time period. But yeah. So I think we'll probably call it here for tonight, but we'll be back tomorrow. Oh, there will be it will be a slightly different stream tomorrow. It won't be completely gameplay as well. I think we're gonna do a little bit of difference because well, there's a surprise tomorrow. Let's just put it that way. It's a small surprise, but there's a surprise tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. We'll see, excuse me, what is up. And we'll go from there. But because I have to go pick something up from the post office. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out and bearing with my egregiously late start because OBS didn't want to behave. But I think I'm probably going to get going. Let's see who we can raid into and say hello. Who do we got that is live? Anybody we know? Oh, is probably still live. Old Wizard. Gander is live. Let's raid in to yeah, we'll probably drop it on Bo. We'll probably drop it on Bo. But yeah. I'm going to get that situated. I was trying to wait until that happened. Perfect. Cool. So, welcome back, everybody. We are about to raid out. I will be back same time tomorrow. Well, earlier tomorrow. But I will see everybody then. Yeah, good old Bo. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out and helping me out, and appreciate all the help, Clown, in the chat. But I will see everybody tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Take care of each other.